Let's bring it home with rapid fire questions.
All right.
The case you are most proud of.
I don't know if there's a specific case that I'm most proud of. I've been asked this question a lot, to be honest, and I always the generic answer that I usually give is, without giving away too much. I was able to do a lot of data privacy work and website work for a pretty major artist, in a major Canadian artist with a major Canadian label. And being able to be associated with that was really cool and like great for my career in terms of feeling good about it. But in thinking about this question, I kind of take the stance of I don't know that I'm necessarily fully proud per se of like one thing. I think the way I try to look at it is, a lot of these things that I do, whether it's, being a good lawyer or being a good husband or father or brother or son or whatever the case is, these are all kind of
Mhm.
like duties that I have in life. And, something that you feel is a duty, you don't necessarily, I don't know, feel proud about. I don't know if this is answering your question in any way, but maybe the best way to answer the question is it's still out there. Something that I'm going to be proud of is still out there.
Look, there are no wrong answers to this. And I'll tell you that there are some people, especially in the creative space, who refuse to answer it because they say, I'm not picking my favorite child.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I think that's a good way to answer it.
All right, your favorite movie.
Favorite movie's tough. I tend to put this in categories. Like if you're gonna talk about like my favorite drama, it's probably like Inception or The Departed or The Town. If you're talking about my favorite comedy movie, it's like The Other Guys, Step Brothers, Super Bad.
Mm.
If you're talking about my favorite superhero movie, Dark Knight, Infinity War, Thor Ragnarok, it's hard to just pick one out of those, out of all of those.
You got a lot of Nolan films on here.
Yeah, definitely my favorite director by far.
If Hollywood were to make a movie based on your life story, who would you want to play you?
Probably Dave Patel or Riz Ahmed.
And if Hollywood were to make this movie, what would we call it?
The Underdog.
Your favorite book?
I don't know. I don't read a lot of fiction. I never read a lot of fiction growing up.
It can be nonfiction, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Even if it's you have a favorite comic book, you're talking to a guy who's got an extensive comic book collection. So yes, you could say
Yeah.
that
I used
too.
to read a lot of the Spider-Man comics growing up. A lot of the Batman comics growing up. I'm listening to an audiobook. I'm listening to Will Smith's audiobook right now.
Oh,
Um, yeah, listening to the Book of Enoch right now. That was pretty interesting.
your favorite song?
Um, Anything old Kanye, Drake, J. Cole, um, Chance the Rapper, Childish Gambino, Lupe Fiasco is one of my favorite artists. But if I really had to pick, probably Stronger by Kanye or Ordinary People by John Legend.
The best advice you have ever received?
Um, Knowing something halfway is worse than not knowing that thing at all.
Good advice. I like that one.
Yeah, that's my dad. My dad told me that a long time ago.
If you could go back in time and give your younger self advice, what would you say?
Probably not to get bogged down too much by timelines you put on yourself or timelines other people put on you. And I think personally, just to have the understanding that um, being different is probably my superpower and not to be afraid to use that.
My signature closing question: if you weren't in law, what would you be doing and why?
Probably something in sports or music and entertainment. I think whether that's like broadcasting or playing or coaching, or on the creative side, maybe making music or maybe have my own dance studio.